Hello everyone, in the previous videos we talked about the slicers and how we can use the slicers, and also we talk about the filters and how we can filter the data in the Excel. In this video we want to talk about the filters in more depths. For example, here we have some data and we want to filter this based on some conditions, based on some text conditions or numbers conditions. And as you remember in the previous video, we hide the filter buttons in the tables. We can go to the design tabs and check the filter button here. And also I told you that it's not just the special tools for the tables. We can have the filters in the range of the data, and we can filter data without using the tables. But if you use the tables, you can filter in the better and faster way, and also Excel understand your data in the better ways, so you can filter it in the most efficient way. So always I recommend that always you want to use the big data, use the tables format, and then use the filtering options. And also if you want to have data for users to be able to filter it in the conventional way and in the simplest way, use the slicer. In the other practices, when you want to filter in some complex conditions, or you need to filter the data in more complex way, you need to use the filter options here. For example, if you click on the filter button, you can see other options. This is a bit of the sort options. We will talk about the sort options and other sorting properties that Excel you have. You have some properties for filtering. If I unfilter the previous filtering things, and you go here, for example, now in the column B, in the first column of your table, you wanted to filter this data based on some text evaluations. For example, in the text filter, also I have to remind that you can filter this data based on the colors. And if you see you are unable to filter based on the color, but you can assume that I have the column here, color here. For example, this one is a blue and this one is the white, but this is not your cell colors. This filtering is just based on the cell's color, and this color is just for your tables. So right now Excel do not assume that this cell has the blue color. It assumes that the second row is a white and the third row is the blue. So this is not the cell's color, and this is just the table color, and you cannot filter this data based on the color. But if you go here and fill the color, for example, to the yellow, and right now this cell has the yellow color, and now you can filter this table based on the colors. So the color thing has some tricks that I want to talk about after after I introduce you the conditional formatting. Right now I set the no fill to this cell, and I want to focus on the text filter. I want to filter the data just 2015 on it. So there is two ways for doing so. The first way and the simplest way is here. Just come here and write the 2050. And after writing that, Excel shows you all data that has 2050, and you can see all of them are checked. And if you press OK button, you will see just 2050 data will be filtered. For example, if you have a text data in one of your columns and you want to just filter based on the containing some for example word on it, you can come here and write that word. For example, I wanna filter this column based on all customers has the family name of Keshavarzi, and if I write the Keshavarzi name here, all the data, all the cells that contains the Keshavarzi family name will be filtered. And after I press OK, you will see just the persons that has the family name of the Kishavarzi. So this is a really easy way for doing so. This is just like when you want to use the text filter based on the contains options. So if you go to the text filters option and you choose the contains options, you can write what text you want this column have. For example, Kishavarzi. If I write the Kishavarzi and after I press OK, all the cells that contains the Kishavarzi family name will be filtered. So let's go a little more deeper on the text filtering options. For example, you want to filter this data based on multiple criteria. For example, you want to go to the first column, you want to use text filter. You want to combine these options, so we can go to the custom filter. In the custom filter, at the first, it asks you what is your condition. For example, you want this column be equal to just exactly one text 2050 111, and this actually say that all data that has the exactly whatever you provided there has the exactly text that you written there will be filtered, and this is how the equal condition will work. And if you also want to filter this based on something else, you can use OR options. And if you use OR options, for example, I say or it's equal to, for example, 2050 underline 112, the cells will be filtered based on this condition as well as this condition summing up together. So if you press OK, you will see the text that has the this first conditions and the second conditions will be appeared as well. But if you use the and operator, the Excel will filter this column whenever these two conditions be valid together. It checks that if this column is equal to this condition as well as it should be equal to this condition. So for example, if I press OK, I should not see any data in the filtering table because there is no data that these two conditions be valid together. But if you go to the, for example, also to the custom filter and say that this equals, it should be does not equal, it checks that if the cells are equal to the first condition and as well as it does not equal to the second condition. And so if you press OK button, you will see all data that has this first conditions, but you will not see others data. So for example, this is very good for saying that I want to the text that contains, you can come here and say the text contains 2050, or the text that contains 2060. So I want to see all data that has 2050 as well as that all data has the 2060 in that cell. So you will see all data with 2050 and 2060. So if you unfilter this column and this column, as you can see, is not numeric, these are just text. But if you go to the columns that contains the numeric values, you will have some more options. For example, if you go to the total price column and you want to filter the data based on the total price, you can go and choose the filter and you will see number filters instead of the text filter, because because Excel will understand that these columns contains just numeric values and show you the number filters. In addition to the equals, dot not equals, greater than, and something like that, you will have some more options. For example, you can see the top 10 values in this column. For example, if I choose the top 10 options, it asks you that you want to see the top 10, bottom top 10. The top 10 will show you the more greater values, and the bottom option will show you the less values, the smallest values that are in the bottom values actually. So if you choose the top 10, you can say that top 10 or top 100 or top 5 of the values. For example, if I choose the top 5, it will show you the 5 items that has greatest value in these columns. And you can choose if you want to filter it based on the value of the item or the percent. If you choose the percent, the Excel will calculate the value of the, for example, it sums the total of this column value, and then it divide this value divided to the sum of the total of this column value. For example, this 12 will be divided to the sum of the total price of this column. So if you use the percent value, and in most cases I guess there's no lot of difference. So if you press OK, you will see just these 5 values, top greatest values in the total price. So this is the another properties of the filter options. You can use the above the average, below the average. For example, if I unfilter this column and use the above the average, the Excel will calculate the average value of the total price column and then filter those data that are above the average. What I mean by the average value, if you unfilter that and go here and write the average function and select this column, for example, and then press enter, you will see the average of this column is this number. And then if you use the filter option above the average, the Excel will filter this table based on the data are above this value. For example, this value will be not shown in the filtered table, but this value, because this is greater than the average, it's greater than this value, will be shown in the filtered table. So if you go and filter the number above the average, you will see this value, but you will not see the numbers that are below the average. And you will have such option for below average and other properties. So this is a really helpful filtering options that Excel provides for you, and it's really powerful for you to analyze the data or filter the data to showing your customer or to showing to your manager and something like that. So thanks for listening. In the next video we will talk about the formulas writing based on the tables. For example, this formula use the table name to getting data from the table. So in the next video I want to talk about how we can write the formulas in the table and by using the tables. So until the next video, goodbye. If you find out that this video is useful for you, please subscribe into our YouTube channel and like our videos, and see our website yaku.co.uk and see our products as well. Thanks a lot and goodbye.